it's Linda here. Thanks so much for joining me today as I play with Mudra's beautiful 3x4 Love Stencil. Because this is a smaller stencil, it fits beautifully on a smaller note card. So my cards today are 12.5 centimeters by 8 centimeters. And with this beautiful Love stencil, it gives you such a gorgeous, detailed focal point in the center of your card. You really don't need too much else to make a beautiful card. Most of my designs today are fairly clean and simple, but there are a couple that are a little bit more layered, and the Love stencil, as you can see here, is just so very beautiful. It works beautifully with or without a lot of embellishing. So first of all today, I've got a white note card and a black note card, and I've stenciled over the Love stencil with a product called Transfer Gel. It's from Deco foil. Now this is my laminator here. It's not at all expensive. In Australia I think it cost me $20 from, I think it was Officeworks. It's a few years ago now. So I put the foil on the top, just a size a little bit larger than my note card piece, put it inside a piece of white typing paper, run that through the laminator once it's warmed up and the light has stopped flashing, and then you simply give it a bit of a rub to make sure that it's all transferred over, and there's the beautiful rainbow foil. And what a lovely result it gives you with that stunning Love stencil. Now I'm cutting down a piece of gold foil to use on my black note card. Running it through my laminator at 80 microns, that's plenty hot enough, and doesn't that look beautiful? It's so much shimmer and shine, and with just the addition of a few colourful sequins, these two note cards are all ready to go. Then I'm moving on to my Distress Oxide note card, where I have used 4 colours of Distress Oxide in the centre on the Love stencil. I've got the white note card underneath, and I cut that with a stitched rectangle die that I had in my stash. So adding 4 colours of Distress Oxide, as I mentioned. I'm on to Cracked Pistachio here, which I do have to be careful blending it with the Candied Apple, because I could end up with a colour that I'm not too delighted with, so I'd be very careful with the blend there. I went from Picked Raspberry in the centre to the Candied Apple, then Cracked Pistachio, and last of all adding Peacock Feathers with my sponge dauber. Then I'm able to peel up the stencil, and you'll be able to see the beautiful, it's a nicely coloured but still fairly soft detail on this note card. So to punch it up a notch, I'm putting the gorgeous Mudra, let me just check the name, Indian Ornate Mandala 6x6 stencil. I'm putting that over the top and covering it with the amazing Nuvo Glimmer paste in Moonstone. This Moonstone paste is really having a moment in the craft world. Gayatri was using it on a video not long ago. I certainly used it on a couple of videos earlier for Mudra, so I'll link those up here in case you want to go back and have a look at them. It is stunning. It gives you this beautiful clear glimmer over the top of your project, and it really does give you just a gorgeous subtle detail. As you can see, it's clear and it's so very pretty. So there is my 3rd note card for today. Now I'm moving on to my ink blended purple version, and this one I was going for a little bit more of a moody feel. So I've chosen 3 colours of Distress ink, starting with Wilted Violet, then moving on to Dusty Concord in the centre, and after Dusty Concord I move on to Chipped Sapphire. I do go back to the Wilted Violet in between just to help with that blend, and then onto the Chipped Sapphire for my 3rd colour, and I do really try to build up quite a bit of depth of this ink, and I do go back to the Dusty Concord to blend the two together. So once my blended piece is finished, I adhere my Love stencil over the top of it, try to center it each time, and using some white pigment ink from Hero Arts in the colour of Unicorn, and applying that with a sponge dauber. And I do go over it all once and then back over it all again, just to get a really good covering of the pigment ink. It tends to fade out after it sits there for a little while. I do want it to be fairly bold. As you can see, it leaves a beautiful image on the front, and I've just adhered my little note card with some removable adhesive, now adhering the stencil over the top with my painter's tape and onto my silver texture paste, which is from Cosmic Shimmer, laying down the gorgeous Mudra Ornate Mandala stencil over the top again. And this time, as you see, I have both stencils in place. So the silver is only going to go through the mandala stencil where the love stencil lets it. So that will give another different effect for a little bit more of a layered look on this note card. Peeling off the first stencil, the mandala, and then peeling off the second stencil, which is the 3x4 love stencil. And I'll just carefully peel up from the removable tape, and there you can see the dimension and the shine that you get using those products together. So I just added that piece to a silver note card and onto my fifth note card to share with you now. And this one is very clean and simple. It is simply on a black note card, a nice thick layer of the Nuvo Tanzanite Lavender Glimmer paste, and then I just embellish it with a number of purple gems, and my fifth note card is complete. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.